back to my channel again. This is Abhinay Yadav and Study House. Today we are going to talk about Science Structure of Matter, Chapter 3 of for classes 7 to 8. Okay, let's start with it. So in the earlier video we have got to know about structure of matter, what is matter made up of, and elements and compounds. Okay, that was an earlier video. The ones who haven't saw, please go in my YouTube channel and just watch it out, then come to this video because it would be so helpful for you all. Okay, so let's start with it. How elements form compounds. Think of atoms like the letters of the alphabets. Like these, like if we are talking about, there are so atoms, as you know, there are so atoms. So think it as alphabets. Think it as alphabets. Take. We join different letters to make words. Yes, we join so many letters. Like if we are taking atom, so A, T, O, M. So these all words, A, T, O, M, these all words are joining. And what are they making? What are they making? A letter, a word. Tick. Thousands of words can be made from just 26 letters. Yes, if we are making, there are so many alphabets like at, etc, etc. Okay, and these all are made in how many letters? In just 26 letters. These all words are just written from 26 letters. Okay, millions of different kind of molecules can be made from only about 180 different kinds of atoms. So in the same way, atoms combine together to make molecules. Millions of different kinds of molecules can be made from only about 118 different kinds of atoms. Now what are they saying? That in the same way, these all molecules wait, I'm writing in a good handwriting. So these all molecules are made up of what? Atoms. These all molecules are made up of atoms. So they are saying that molecules, okay, that compounds, molecules are just, wait, molecules are just made up of how many atoms? Wait, 118 atoms. So what are they telling? That how there are so many molecules, and molecules are made up of atoms. There are different kinds of atoms. What is molecule? Two or more than of two is known as molecule. It's a chemical combination. So as we know that alpha, thousands of letters can be made just in 26 letters. Okay, so they wanted to tell you that there are thousands of molecules around us and they are made just in 118 kinds of atoms. that is why we see millions of compounds all around us. That, as I told you earlier, that what are every substance that we see around us, the surroundings, elements, compounds are made up of these 118 different kinds of atoms. Water, sugar, chalk, vinegar, and salt are all compounds, and the atoms, the elements, okay, that elements which are joined to make these things are known as atoms. Okay, their molecules are different from each other. Now they wanted to tell, for example, water. So water is made up of two atoms, one of hydrogen and second of oxygen. Okay, and hydrogen has another atom and oxygen has another atom. Hydrogen has two atoms, oxygen has one atoms. So they wanted to tell you that their molecules are different from each other. Hydrogen is different and oxygen is different. Okay, as we can say, sugar is made up of sodium and chlorine. So sodium is different and chlorine is different. Okay, this difference is the molecules is the reason why salt is salty and sugar is sweet. For example, they have told you that this is the reason that sugar is salty and salt is sugar is sweet. They both have a same color. What? White. Okay, they all have white colors, but this is the reason that we can say, we can taste it. If we are tasting sugar, so it will be salty. If we are tasting sugar, it will be taste sweet, and if we are tasting salt, it will be salty. So this is the reason that two substances have a same color, we would be confused in both. But if we are going to taste both of them, they have a different taste on them. This is the only reason. If we are keeping in one glass of vinegar and another glass water, how can you be say that this is water and this is vinegar? Both have the same color? None. They don't have a color. Not even a vinegar and not even a water. So if we are tasting a little bit of water, so it doesn't taste anything. But if we are tasting a little bit of vinegar, it would be something different from water. So this is the reason. Okay, an atom. Let us define atoms and molecules. As I told you in the part 1 video, I told you difference between atom and molecule. But I am telling you again. An atom is the smallest particle of an element. They can take part in chemical reaction. It may or may not exist independently. A molecule is the smallest particle of an element or a compound that can normally exist independently. So they are telling that atom is what? A smallest particle. It is a smallest particle. These are atoms. Okay, and they have one atom each element, one atom in each element. They can take part in chemical combinations. Okay, chemical combinations. They can take in chemical combinations. Okay, but it is not sure. Okay, it is not sure. May or may not. They cannot. It is not sure that they will exist. It is not sure. 50-50. May or may not. Okay, but if we are talking about molecule, so molecule is also a smallest particle, but they have two atoms. Okay, they have two atoms. Blue ones are atoms and green ones are other. They have two atoms, two or more of them. Okay, and they are more than of it. Okay, they have to take in chemical combinations, but in a fixed ratio, and they will exist. Okay, they will exist. This is the reason, and this is the difference between atom and molecule. It is fascinating to see that atoms of two gases like hydrogen and oxygen can combine together to form water, which is a liquid. They wanted to tell you that hydrogen is also an oxygen and like air, and oxygen is also air, which is a gas. Okay, air is also known as gas. And if we are if we are joining them, they will going to make a liquid. What it is? Water. It is fascinated. Like two gases are joined together and form a liquid. Yes, it is. Or that atoms of two poisonous substances, sodium and chlorine, can combine together to form salt we use every day. And we can say that there are two poisonous substances. Actually, we have two poisonous substances. Which? Sodium and chlorine. Sodium is also a poisonous substance and chlorine is also a poisonous substance. If you are joining together, what will be going to make? A salt. What is salt? We use every day in our daily food. If we are making sabji food, any vegetable over salt, anything, whatever we eat in lunch, in dinner, that sabji, okay, we use every day in our daily everyday life. Salt, and it is made up of what? Salt is made up of two poisonous substances, which? Sodium and chlorine. Okay, get it? Occurrence. Now we are going to study occurrence. Many elements have a great tendency to combine with each other to form compounds. What it are telling? Elements. What is element? Element has a smallest particle known as atom. Okay. It may or may not exist independently. Okay. Many elements have a great tendency to combine with each other to form. We are talking about hydrogen and oxygen. They have a great tendency, means they have a great occurring property in their substance, that hydrogen and oxygen have a great property to combine each other and form what? Compounds. Okay, let explain you in detail. What is chemical formula of water? H2O. Okay, now what it is telling? Hydrogen and oxygen, they both have a great property to join each other and form water. For example, hydrogen and oxygen. Yes, I told you earlier. Hydrogen and oxygen have a great property to occur and join, and what form? A compound. Okay. These elements are not therefore not found in the free state in nature, and only few elements. There are few elements which occur naturally. Not every. There are only few. Okay, few substances are there which occur naturally in our earth, and most of the elements are not occurred in naturally. They are made. Okay. Very few elements occur in the free state in nature. Yes. Some of these are oxygen, nitrogen, and gold. Most of the pure elements are obtained by breaking up a compound into its constituent elements. Now it is saying there are only some. Which? Oxygen. It is a naturally occurred. Oxygen we haven't made. It is occurred. Yes. Nitrogen. Nitrogen is also a gas. Okay. It is also occurred naturally, not made. Gold. It's a substance. It is not made by anyone. It is occurred naturally. So there are only few, 2 or 3, not more. Most of the elements are made by scientists. Okay. Most of the pure elements, these are pure. They haven't made by scientists. They are occurred naturally on the earth. So that is why this is called a pure element. Okay. By breaking up a compound into its constituent elements. Okay, yes, got it. For example, oxygen and hydrogen can be obtained by electrolysis of water. uh, you know that chemical formula of water is H2O, which forms hydrogen and oxygen. But do you know how it is formed? Do you know how? It is formed by electrolysis of water. Electric power in hydrogen and oxygen, which join and make water, which is a compound. Okay, got it. So this much is for today's video. We got to know what in earlier video we got to know what is matter made up of and elements and compounds. In today's video we have knew about how elements form compounds, yes, and occurrence. The how elements have formed compounds, kaise, how, this we knew about, and occurring of elements, occurrence of compounds and molecules. Okay, and the last thing we wanted to see is the table, figure 3.1. Oxygen is 46% in our earth. Then red color, which shows other elements, it is of 5%. Then green is magnesium, which is less. Magnesium is 3% in our earth. Then white color is defines you calcium, which is 5%. Gray color defines you iron, which is 6%. And purple defines you aluminium, which is 8%. And the last is silicon, which shows you 27%. So the most occurring is oxygen in our earth, then silicon, then aluminium, then iron, then calcium, and others are same, and the most and the least is magnesium. So you should learn this. Okay, this is for today's video. Subscribe me and don't forget to see part 1 if the ones haven't watched yet. Thank you.